It was September 20th, 1988, a warm morning in Belen, New Mexico, and for Tara Calico, it seemed like just another day. A 19-year-old college student with a bright future ahead of her, Tara was known for her infectious energy and adventurous spirit. She had a daily ritual. Every morning, she'd take her mother's pink Huffy bike and ride along Highway 47, a long, lonely stretch of road surrounded by open desert. She enjoyed the solitude, the peacefulness of the landscape. But little did anyone know, that ride would mark the last time she was ever seen. When Tara set off that morning, she told her mother she'd be back by noon. She had plans later in the day and never missed her schedule. Her mother, Patty Dole, remembered hearing Tara's words before she left, words she would replay in her mind over and over in the days to come. Tara had mentioned that if she wasn't back, her mother should come looking for her. It was a casual remark, almost playful, and Patty thought nothing of it at the time. But that day, as noon passed, and then 1 p.m., Tara's absence grew more troubling by the minute. By early afternoon, Patty's concern had turned into alarm. She knew something wasn't right, and she quickly called the police. In a small town like Belen, a disappearance wasn't something people took lightly. As word spread, neighbors and friends joined the search, retracing Tara's usual route along Highway 47, desperate to find any sign of her. But as they combed through the dusty roadside, what they discovered only deepened the mystery. Several miles from her home, searchers found a broken Walkman and a cassette tape lying along the side of the road. It was Tara's, a piece of her, left behind. The sight of her belongings brought a wave of fear to everyone involved. Was it an accident? Or had she left these behind as some kind of desperate clue? They searched the area meticulously, hoping to find her bike or any other sign of a struggle, but there was nothing. It was as if she had vanished into thin air, leaving only the broken Walkman and tape as eerie remnants of her last moments on that highway. As the hours turned into days, and still, there was no trace of Tara, suspicions began to grow. Friends and family recalled that Tara had occasionally voiced concerns about feeling watched or followed on her rides. But she'd shrugged it off, too determined to let a few unsettling glances scare her away from her daily routine. Still, the more her family thought about it, the more haunting those comments became. Could someone have been following her that day, waiting for the perfect moment to strike? The police launched a full investigation, reaching out to local residents and analyzing the roadside where Tara's belongings were found. They canvassed the area, questioning everyone in town, hoping someone might have seen her or her pink Huffy bike. But no witnesses came forward. It was as if the world had swallowed her whole, leaving her family grasping at whatever few clues they had. Days turned into weeks, and the initial shock of her disappearance became a relentless ache for those who knew her. What had happened to Tara that day, and why couldn't anyone find her? Then, months after she vanished, a chilling clue surfaced. Nearly a year after Tara's disappearance, over 1,500 miles away in Port St. Joe, Florida, a woman pulled into a convenience store parking lot. As she stepped out of her car, she noticed something lying on the asphalt. It was a Polaroid photo, face up on the ground, as if it had been left there intentionally. The woman picked it up, examining it closely. The image in her hands would haunt her for years to come. The Polaroid showed two people, a teenage girl and a young boy, both bound and gagged, their faces marked by expressions of fear and helplessness. The girl had dark hair, a scar on her leg, and an uncanny resemblance to Tara Calico. The boy, identified as Michael Henley, had also disappeared in New Mexico just a few months after Tara. The sight of these two young people in such a vulnerable position sent chills down the woman's spine. She quickly alerted the authorities, who took the photo and began analyzing it. When Tara's family saw the photo, their hearts broke. The resemblance to Tara was undeniable. The girl's face, her dark hair, even the scar on her leg, all matched perfectly. But how could this be? Had Tara really been taken halfway across the country? And who was holding her captive? The photo raised more questions than answers, but one thing was clear. It offered a glimmer of hope that Tara might still be alive. Law enforcement agencies, including the FBI, examined every detail of the Polaroid. They enhanced the image, scrutinized the background, and analyzed the markings on the tape and the blanket in the picture. The photo seemed to have been taken inside a van, but there were no other distinguishing features, no clues as to where it might have been. For Tara's family, the image was both a comfort and a nightmare. It was proof that she might still be alive, but trapped in a situation too horrific to imagine. The Polaroid sparked a renewed wave of hope and horror across the nation. Tara's story, once a quiet local tragedy, now made national headlines. Her family appeared on television, sharing the photo, pleading for any information that might help bring her home. People across the country began following the story, captivated by the eerie photo and the question it left unanswered. Was this really Tara? And if so, where was she now? Despite the media attention, the investigation remained stalled. Law enforcement continued to search for leads, but the Polaroid offered nothing concrete, only a haunting possibility. Over the years, other Polaroids surfaced, each one showing different young people in similar situations, bound, gagged, and frightened. But none of these new images could be definitively linked to Tara, leaving her family in a perpetual state of hope and despair. Years passed, and the mystery of Tara Calico faded from the headlines, but never from the hearts of those who knew her. For her family, the uncertainty was unbearable. They were trapped in a limbo, torn between the hope that Tara was still alive and the haunting fear that she was lost forever. Rumors and theories continued to circulate. Some believed Tara had been taken by a stranger. Others thought it might have been someone she knew, someone close to home who had sinister intentions. But without any hard evidence, all anyone could do was speculate. In recent years, witnesses have come forward with new claims. Some say they saw a car following Tara on the day of her disappearance, driven by someone known in the community. These new theories have reignited the case, but as before, nothing has been proven. Even with modern forensic technology, Tara's fate remains a mystery, an unsolved case that haunts those who remember her story. Today, the Polaroid photo stands as a chilling reminder of a young woman who simply vanished one morning, leaving behind a family desperate for answers and a community marked by sorrow. Tara's family continues to fight for justice, hoping that one day someone will come forward with the truth. But until then, the mystery of Tara Calico's disappearance remains unsolved, a haunting tale that endures as one of America's most infamous missing person cases.